monthly marketing-led webinar. Before we jump in, if anybody would mind chatting into the chat just to make sure I can be seen and heard okay before we get started here. All right, thank you for replying in here. Just a few things before we get started. As a reminder, you will get an email after this session with a recording of the entire webinar. You'll also be provided with the PDF that we're using for the presentation today. I also encourage Q&A throughout the session. We have one of our wonderful support team members in the chat today, that is James. So if you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask. We'll try to get to most of them as we can. And I also encourage everybody to stay until the very end. We will have an invitation to join a beta for an upcoming product release, if you're interested in that, with instructions on how to do so. So I think I've vamped enough to give everybody enough time to log in here. So let's go ahead and start sharing the slide deck. For those that haven't seen many of our videos or been on our webinars, I am Will Gordon, the marketing director here at Nutshell. And today we are going to be covering the marketing suite. On today's agenda, relatively simple. We'll make our way through it. We should be here for about 30 to 40 minutes. We're going to go over a quick history and a quick overview of all of Nutshell's marketing features, what Nutshell Marketing or our marketing suite is. We'll also do a live walkthrough where I'll show you where everything is. Also a pre-recorded video on our newest feature, which is SMS marketing, and then how to access Nutshell Marketing. And then of course, Q&A throughout the session, and then getting into a beta at the very end here. So Nutshell first ventured into marketing software a couple of years ago, and our first venture in there was email marketing. We recently added a couple more things you can see from our bullet point list today. We have A/B testing for our email campaigns. We have web forms, which we call our Nutshell forms. Landing pages, which is our landing page builder software, uses the same software as our email marketing campaigns. We recently launched our marketing dashboard as an overall view of everything you're doing related to marketing inside of Nutshell. The ability to use custom domains. We did have a feature called Competitors IQ, which was a beta feature launched 2 years ago, recently relaunched as Competitor Spy, lead attribution, and audiences as well. So we're beyond dipping our toe into the marketing realm, and really we're leaning in headfirst into combining that whole sales, marketing, and engagement aspect. So what is Nutshell Marketing overall? It's the collection of all of these tools inside of one product suite inside of Nutshell. Hopefully you've seen on our website or in our app or maybe in a previous webinar, we're really leaning into being more than just your CRM. We now have a total of 3 product suites. We have our Nutshell Sales, which includes our flagship feature, our CRM, sales automation, scheduler, and more features. We have Nutshell Engagement, which includes our web chat, our one-to-one SMS, and Nutshell Inbox, and of course, Nutshell Marketing, which we're going to dive into a little bit today. And of course, with all of these suites, we're looking at ways to improve, enhance, and add additional value as we go through. So what you see today on Nutshell is, of course, going to evolve in the years to come. So real quick, I just want to go through line by line of all the bullet points we saw before of just quickly, what is each one of these features? So email marketing, it's our no-code drag and drop email builder built right inside of Nutshell. You can design broadcasts, which are just one-off emails where you just want to let people know information in a one-time fashion. Newsletters, you can make them comparable to broadcasts, but you're going to do it on a consistent basis. Maybe you have an internal newsletter to your company or an external newsletters to people who buy a certain type of product from you or have a certain type of service from you. And then drip sequences, which if you're a new lead to Nutshell, you might have seen a drip sequence come from me into your inbox, which we send to all of our new leads as well. Typically have at least 1 or 2 or 3 emails in that drip sequence, and they typically lead to trying to accomplish a goal. For us, it's closing a new Nutshell customer. You can track audience engagement, who's opening, who's replying, who's clicking on links in those as well. And then, like I was saying earlier, you can automate this email marketing in a pipeline stage. So like I said, when you create a trial with a Nutshell, which hopefully all of you already have, you're already Nutshell customers, we automatically add a drip sequence to send to all of our new leads coming into Nutshell Marketing. And of course, our email campaign reporting. Website buyer journey and lead attribution. This is the feature we've had for about 3 years now. You're able to see how you got all the leads that you got. This does require installing Nutshell Analytics onto your website so we can pull in a little bit of that information. But essentially, you can see what traffic and what channels are really driving the most of your leads, the highest value customers that you're closing. And what's really cool is as you go into the lead, the person, or the company timeline, you can see all the pages they're visiting on your site throughout your entire sales process and beyond. So this is really helpful if you're in the middle of a sale and you're trying to figure out like, hey, where can I really help them close? You can check in and see what pages they're going to on your website, and you can bring that up in your conversations as you're continuing the sales process. Our web forms. So we have Nutshell forms and connected forms. Nutshell forms is what we're talking about here. And this is the no-code drag and drop web form builder. You can build it right inside Nutshell and copy and paste code directly onto your website, or simply share it as an embeddable link itself. So you can just copy and paste it and send someone like a web URL where they can fill out the page as well. You can map your form fields and custom fields. So first name, last name, company. You can include any of the other custom fields that you've added to your Nutshell account to be form fields in your forms. You can have these forms automatically create new contacts, create new leads, create new companies with each submission. You can also add notifications to make sure that you get notified immediately, whether you want the notification in Nutshell, the mobile app push notification, or if your company uses Slack like we do, you can have your contact form or your new form push right to your Slack channel, notify anybody that needs to be notified. And you can track all these submissions for easy analysis and follow-up as well. Landing pages, we've had this feature again for about 2 years. It uses the same software as our email marketing software. So it's no code, drag and drop. You can use HTML if you're so inclined, if you have that skill set. But it's really there for people who are used to tools like Canva, where you can drag and drop things. It makes it really simple to build out those landing pages. You can build an unlimited amount of landing pages. You're not limited to just 1 or just 2, as many as you need. And you can also use your company's own custom domain. We have about 30 templates inside Nutshell where you can start from, or if you have your own vision, you can start from scratch to build out that information as well. And then also with other features that we have inside Nutshell, it makes it really easy to add our web forms to those landing pages. Or if you're a Nutshell Pro and above user, you can add a scheduler link or a scheduler form to that page as well to try to incorporate bookings onto your landing page. Competitor Spy, like I mentioned, we launched this feature in beta as Competitor IQ a couple of years ago. Now it's coming back with a little bit more firepower, but essentially you can use this tool to track your top competitors' website traffic and break down where they're getting their traffic from, and then also identify strategies. Hey, if they're participating a lot in paid search or organic search or social media, you can identify where they're getting their traffic and try to figure out your marketing strategies moving forward on how you can get better qualified traffic to your website, which overall leads to a better pipeline. Our latest release, I think I can say that accurately, is SMS marketing. It works very similar to our email marketing. It's kind of combining that mass communication along with the availability to send it right to someone's phone or text messaging app. So you can, I don't know if design is the right word, but you can create and send SMS broadcasts. So there's one-off messages to people if you just want to let someone know about, hey, we have a webinar coming up, make sure you join. Or if you have a drip sequence that will help out in closing in your sales process or in your retainment process as well. Similar to email marketing, you can track the message engagement as far as who replies and who is replying stop to make sure that they don't continue to get the messages from you. For this feature, it does require an enrollment process that can take upwards of 2 weeks to complete. So if this is a feature that you are interested in moving forward, I would recommend that you fill out the enrollment form first, and we will show exactly where you fill that out before you actually purchase the tier that is needed for SMS marketing, just so you're not getting charged before you can actually use the feature itself. We're looking out for your best interest there as well. And if you are also already an Engagement Pro user, which unlocks our one-to-one SMS feature, you actually use the same number for your company for SMS marketing. It kind of just unlocks a different part of the software where instead of just sending one-to-one, you can send those one-to-many messages through the SMS marketing feature. And then email marketing A/B testing is something we launched early last year, where you can create A/B tests for your email marketing messages. You can test your preview message, your actual content of the message itself, the subject line, and then you can send it out. It'll send out a small percentage of your overall contacts, and it'll determine a winner right away, and it'll send it to either that A variant or that B variant for the remaining contacts set to receive that email. So those are all of our current features. Like I mentioned, we are working on enhancing some that we already have and launching more features and looking into more features and what we can add to Nutshell Marketing down the line. If you have questions or want to learn more, all of these are links to our support articles on each individual feature. Again, you'll get this presentation emailed to you as a PDF. So you can click on those links, or you can go to support.nutshell.com and just search for the keyword that you're looking for. You can find the article that's going to help you understand a feature or maybe set up that feature if you don't already have it set up already. So I want to take this time to now jump out of our presentation and actually share my screen of one of our demo accounts. And we're going to just walk through Nutshell Marketing's place in the app, just to show you where everything is. And just before I start talking through the whole thing, I'm just going to ask, can we see my screen okay? Is the Nutshell dashboard live for everybody? All right, thank you, Elena and Kate and Tara. Okay, we're going to jump right in. So previously, and just like it is now, when you log in the Nutshell, typically the main place you end up is on the sales dashboard. The URL changed slightly, but everything else looks the same. Where we're going to venture into today is our marketing dashboard. Our UI, our product team just worked really hard to launch this. We think it's a great step towards the future and updating the look and feel of Nutshell, and I'm in great agreement there. I love the way that everything looks. But jumping into marketing, you can see all of the marketing features that I just mentioned. And if you don't see them now, we'll click through to make sure you can. But our marketing dashboard, so this is our demo account, so nothing's really set up in here. But you can see if you're logging through or logging in and checking through and you don't have some of these things set up, there's quick links to help you set them up, and then also quick links to learn more on how to set some of those things up. But your dashboard is just going to give you high-level information on how some of the things are performing. So how many form fills you've had in the last 30 days, your website traffic, open rate, response rate and click rate, and your email, everything in there. So just your high-level data and information there. Clicking through, we're going to go to the email marketing section of the marketing dashboard. And you can see as we click in, we have our different types of emails that you can send, which is the one-time broadcasts, the recurring newsletters, and then your drip sequences, which again are the 2, the 3, the longer. Ours personally is 7 emails long. I'm not saying that's the correct number, but the emails that you can send out in the hopes of accomplishing a goal like retaining a new customer. Audiences, of course, here as well, so you can build your custom audiences and know how you'll send your emails. Say, I want to send my email to a specific audience inside Nutshell. And then we also have templates, which enables you to create like, hey, I want a drip sequence template that we're going to use for multiple drip sequences we have for our account. You can create that template in here and then quickly just launch that template when you're ready to create your new drip campaign or your new broadcast or your newsletter in there. Moving on to SMS, again, it's going to break it down into broadcast and drip sequences. Newsletters, we don't really have an option there. It's really, you could just utilize the broadcast feature as well. I was trying to think of ways you could use that. If you want to text people and let them know that your email newsletter's out, you can send them a URL to show for it, but it's really a little bit redundant at that point in time. So you can send broadcasts here, and of course the drip sequence as well. Again, we don't currently have SMS set up in the demo account here. We don't have the number for that. So it's going to give us a message here that we don't have that set up and available to send, but we'll have a walkthrough video on what that looks like in just a moment. Underneath website, first up is going to be the Nutshell Analytics. Like I said, adding this to your site unlocks a whole bunch of things like the ability to track what pages visitors are visiting on your website and how you're getting those leads in the first place. Visitor Queue, although it's not officially available through the marketing suite, it's its own add-on with the Nutshell IQ suite. We put that under marketing just because it's the people visiting your website, and typically your marketing department is going to be very involved in wanting to know that and having that to make decisions on how they can get more of their ideal customer profile to their website. We have our Nutshell forms here. So again, I could just go in and create a new form. Connected forms, I mentioned this as well before. This is if you have your own form builder like a Gravity Forms or a WP7, which is very common with WordPress. You can connect those forms to Nutshell, so they operate very, very similar, if not exactly the same as the Nutshell forms you can build in here. They're just going to have a different look and feel of the Nutshell form on your website. Competitor Spy, this is where you're going to put in your top competitors, and it's going to tell you, hey, how much traffic are they getting compared to you and their market share, and what traffic sources are they getting most of their traffic from. And then landing pages, again, it's going to be the same software that we build inside of the email marketing. Super quick drag and drop. Even if you're not very design focused or design skilled, you can create a landing page in under 30 minutes, not 30 seconds. I would stand by that. Unless you're very detail oriented, it might take you a little bit longer if you're a bit more of a perfectionist. Under the lead generation, you're going to see the SEO scan here as well. This is going to give you information on things you can do for your website. And to our CEO demise, we have not had a different thumbnail on this video. Yes, that's a previous version of Will in that video here as well. And then last but not least, we have set up, I'm getting logged out of my demo account here too. Sorry, let me get logged back in. One technical difficulty is not that bad, right? Just 1 second while I pull over the username and password. All right. I actually think I might have gotten some field support from some of those 403 errors that we were seeing before. But let's go again under marketing and setup. We have our sender addresses here, which basically says like, hey, you have to add these to make sure that the email marketing can come from somebody at your company. Domains, this is going to be for your DNS records to make sure that we can send emails on your behalf. And as well as your landing pages on what you want to use for your landing pages domain there. You can also make sure that you're using click tracking. And of course, if you're using Nutshell Forms or Scheduler, you can, of course, use your custom domain there as well. And then last but not least, you can apply or register for SMS. Again, if you're interested in using it both for the engagement one-to-one SMS, which is more of the sales approach, and the marketing approach SMS, which is going to be more of the one-to-many or the mass communication, you can apply in either area. But under marketing, just go to setup and SMS, and you can enroll right here. Like I said, it does take about 2 weeks, upwards of 2 weeks. Sometimes there's some back and forth that our support team has to go through between our provider and you just to make sure we can get you set up appropriately. So that's everything in the app here. I can click out pretty quick. And then before we jump back in the presentation, like I said, I wanted to jump into our SMS feature, which is a very recent launch of ours and kind of the current flagship feature of our Marketing Pro tier, which we'll get into a little bit later. So here's a quick 3-minute video going into a little bit more on how that feature works.
Through marketing campaigns that offer promotions, nurture leads, onboard new customers, and more. Before getting started, make sure you've enrolled for Nutshell SMS and configured your Nutshell SMS number. If you haven't done that yet, check out our SMS setup guide in our support center to get started. To create and send an SMS broadcast, click on Marketing and SMS, and you'll open up your broadcasts. Click on the Create New Broadcast button to create a new SMS broadcast. Under the Details tab, select the broadcast's owner and who the message will be sent from. Compose your text message in the box using a minimum of 50 and a maximum of 255 characters. You can also insert merge fields like recipient first, last, and full name. Your SMS must also include opt-out text so that recipients can unsubscribe. Select your opt-out text from the drop-down menu. When including links in your SMS, avoid using public short URLs, as these are not supported and may lead to failed text delivery. Use full, dedicated, branded short links that are proprietary to your business to ensure your messages are compliant and effective. Already, hit the Prepare to Send button in the top right to see a preview of your text. Then choose who to send to from your saved lists and schedule or send. To set up SMS drip sequences, click on Drip Sequences in the sidebar and the Create New Drip Sequence button. Here you'll be able to add automations like a start trigger, a goal for the sequence, and next steps for your team. Create each message in the drip individually and specify the delay between messages. Once you're all set, head back to the drip sequences Details tab and click Activate Sequence. For both SMS broadcasts and drip sequences, the Engagement tab lets you track key metrics like messages sent, response rate, and opt-out rate, as well as the performance of individual messages in your drip sequence. Once you've sent your messages, you'll also see a Recipients tab, where you'll get a detailed list of all recipients. Manage your sent SMS broadcasts or drip sequences under the Engagement section of Nutshell. Here you can reply, assign messages to different members of your team, and more. Although our SMS broadcasts and drip sequences are for outbound messaging, they pair nicely with Nutshell Engagement's two-way SMS messaging. If you get a reply from your marketing SMS, Nutshell will create a new thread in your engagement inbox where you can respond or assign it to the appropriate Nutshell user.
All right, let's jump back into the presentation. I did see some questions in there that I'm hoping I can cover as well. I know James is typing furiously to try to answer some questions in there as well. So let's continue to break down. Similar to our Nutshell Sales Suite, which is the CRM that is required to access any of our software, marketing has two tiers. It has Marketing Foundation and Marketing Pro. So you might be on Nutshell Foundation or Sales Foundation, Sales Growth, Sales Pro, Sales Business, and Sales Enterprise. Marketing just has the Foundation tier and the Pro tier. The great news for everybody is Foundation Marketing or Marketing Foundation, the access to all of that software is available to free as long as you have a Nutshell Sales subscription. There is some usage pricing. We'll get to that in just a minute. So on Foundation, you can create unlimited audiences. You have your website buyer journey, basic lead attribution, web forms, the no-code landing page builder. On our Foundation plan, it's going to have a Nutshell brand on it. You have the no-code email builder with email marketing, and then you have email campaigns. Now, for free, you can utilize our email marketing software, but it's only up to 150 messages per month. This is more so to kind of use as a test to make sure it's going to fit for your usage and what you want to use it for your business. Of course, I'm sure there's some businesses out there that could utilize this if they're only going to be sending 50 to 100 messages per month. That's available in our Marketing Foundation plan. If you're going to be sending more than that, we'll get into usage rates on our next slide or one of the next slides that is coming here. On the Marketing Pro plan, this is where we have A/B testing for email marketing, the no-code landing page builder, but the branding's removed. We have more advanced lead attribution. There's higher limits on the amount of web forms that you have usage of. This also unlocks our marketing SMS, and it also includes 150 messages that you can send with the Pro subscription. It has advanced forms and campaign reporting. And one of the features that our team, I think, is very early in building now is live pop-ups. So these will be pop-ups that you'll be able to use on your website to gather more information. Very similar to a form, just a form that pops up. So how do you access Nutshell Marketing? Like I mentioned on the last slide, Marketing Foundation is included with all Nutshell sales plans. So if you're on Sales Foundation all the way up to Sales Enterprise, you have access to the marketing software for free. There is usage. We'll get that on the next slide. If you like to purchase Marketing Pro to unlock some of the features we mentioned on this slide, it's a one fee. It's not per user. It's per company. It's $49 per month for your company. If you're interested in making that purchase, you can do that in our billing flow, just going under settings, administration, billing, updating your plan to add the Marketing Pro subscription to your plan. Like I said, it's just $49 a month, not a per user, just one fee for your entire company. And then we also want to talk about the usage rates here. Again, if you would like to use SMS marketing, go to the marketing page, set up an SMS. And I'll touch base. I saw questions related to the engagement suite. I'll touch base as we move to this next slide here. Like I mentioned, Foundation gives you access, free access to the software. There are usage rates that are assigned to it. So if you're sending under 150 email marketing messages per month, you're not going to need to actually pay for that software. For most businesses, that's probably not realistic, I might say. So if you're sending 500 email marketing messages per month, but you only have 100 contacts, that price starts as little as $5 a month, which is extremely competitive to some of the other email marketing softwares out there on the market. It does scale up as you have more contacts in your Nutshell account. So you can kind of see that there. To get a full look on what that would cost for you, you can actually go to your billing page inside the app, or you can go to the Nutshell marketing page on our website. There's some calculators on there. You can kind of calculate your cost for how many contacts you have in your account. You can also contact our team if you have questions. Our support team is very happy to talk through that. And then on the SMS, and this is where I kind of want to bridge the gap between marketing and engagement. So Engagement Pro is a separate subscription. It is on a per user basis, very similar to our Nutshell sales plan. The Engagement Pro license is $16 per month per user. Whereas for the Nutshell Marketing Pro, it's again just that $49 flat rate. You have access for your whole entire team. Then the pool of SMS messages can be used for either suite. You can use them for one-to-many marketing SMS campaigns, or you can use them in your one-to-one sales outreach SMS. So if you have both a single seat on Engagement and the Marketing Pro, they actually both come with 150 base SMS messages. So you have 300 messages to use back and forth. If you need more messages for your team, this is the price point for either suite. The first block is available for an extra 250 messages, and that's $15 per month. Again, as you purchase these, they become available for both suites. And similarly on the Engagement Pro side, since that is the per seat model of $16 per seat, each seat comes with their own base 150 messages per month. They all enter the same pool. So if you have 10 seats, we're going to check my math here in a second. If you have 10 seats on the Engagement Pro, that's going to give you 1,150 messages, I believe. And then if you just had the base marketing, you're going to get another 150. That takes you up to 1,300 total messages that can be used by any of your sales reps using the Engagement Pro feature, and then also sending in your one-to-many through your SMS marketing campaigns as well. I hope that cleared some things up. If you have questions on that, our team is happy to field those questions. So please reach out to our team if you're interested in either the Engagement Pro or the Marketing Pro software for the ability to send SMS through Nutshell. A big question we expect to get, and I want to help answer that today. For current customers that are using some of the software already mentioned, what happens to your plans? So I broke this out into two questions. Do you currently pay monthly for our email marketing software? It's been called Nutshell Campaigns, but if you're paying for email marketing software, what happens to you? If yes, you're currently paying for this, nothing will change on your invoice. The usage rates did not change, so it's still based off the same amount of contacts you had before. If you now have more contacts, that moved you up into a new range, of course, that would change. What does change for you is you now get more additional access to features that are in Marketing Foundation. So previously, you could not use landing pages at all. Now you have the access to use landing pages with the Nutshell brand on them. So that's available for you. And then secondly, speaking of landing pages, do you currently pay monthly for a landing pages subscription? If yes, what we're going to do for those accounts is we're going to be upgrading your plan to Marketing Pro and then giving you the discount to bring you back down to that same price of landing pages for the next 6 months. We have not done that yet. If you're on this webinar right now and you have questions about that, feel free to reach out to us about it. We will try to reach out to you in the next coming weeks to make that update on your behalf. Q&A, I saw James furiously typing. I don't know if there's any that I missed exactly. I'm happy to follow up if there's a more intricate use case for a specific customer on here, but happy to follow up for sure. 2 more slides. We are going to get to our beta invite in just a second. Just a reminder, we do have a monthly support-led webcast that goes through a rotating list of we'll call it basic features of Nutshell, but basically the things that if you know how to use these effectively, you're getting your money back and more from your Nutshell investment. So it's a great opportunity to be shown through the product and be able to ask some more specific questions as well. Those are every fourth Wednesday of the month at 12 p.m. Eastern. So the next one's coming up next Wednesday at noon Eastern. And that is led by James, who is leading our chat and the support in our webinar today. And then last but not least, our next product release, we hope it's our next product release, is Nutshell Quotes. With Nutshell Quotes, you will be able to send quotes, proposals, estimates directly from Nutshell. And we'd like for you guys to be able to join the beta for this program, or for this product. So if you have an interest or use a quoting project or product as is, but you're maybe looking to cut some costs or maybe incorporate everything into Nutshell, please email beta, B-E-T-A, at nutshell.com with the subject line beta tester for quotes. And if you're selected, our product team is going to reach out to you for more information. There's no cost associated with the beta. Once Nutshell Quotes is live for continuous use, there, of course, will be a cost for that as well. And you'll make sure that you have that before you have to continue out of the beta and continue paying for it as well. But we'd love for you to be able to join our beta. And hopefully we'll be doing this more often with some of our product releases to get some of our customers in to test out these products and help them build us a little bit better there. So again, if you're interested in the Nutshell Quotes beta, please email beta@nutshell.com with the subject line beta tester for quotes. And with that, again, thank you for joining us on all of our marketing-led webinars. To keep up to date with all of our product updates, again, you'll get this presentation here. You can click to see all of our product updates that we keep fresh on the website. You can also make sure you're subscribed to our Shipping News newsletter that gets sent out once a month with basically everything that we've rolled out, enhanced, improved, added value to over the last month. So with that being said, we're wrapped up here in a tight 30. So thanks for attending our webinar on the Marketing Suite today. And have a great day, everyone, and happy nutshelling.